welcome to Wine for the Mind.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is a podcast conversation where we explore the person of our guests, the profession of our guests, and also unpack the legacy that they're trying to create.
Mm-hmm.
And you're somebody within my network you're not only a high performer, but I respect you on many levels.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that your portfolio is so diverse. I don't think there's anything that you don't do, brother. Do you know what I mean? So it will be very good to get into the thought process behind what you do.
Yeah.
What your drive is, what legacy you're trying to create. So firstly, thank you for your attendance. I know that you've made the time.
No problem, man.
It's much appreciated.
No problem, man.
And I've known you probably through a couple mutual friends for about 7 years ish.
Yeah, about that.
Probably about 7 years.
Yeah.
Now, let's dive into your background, because everything has a starting point.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your background and your life up until, let's say, the age of 16. What was Chisel on?
I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. Then I moved there in 96 when I was 11. But how that come about was I did very good in school. Then my uncle, he was a ex-politician. So he was a commissioner of finance in my state where I'm from, Imo. But I grew up in Lagos. So every year he used to send his kids either to America during 6 weeks or to England. I accidentally got the English lottery. If I ended up in America, I'd have probably played American football and gone to the NFL. I 100% know that. 100% know that.
You seem quite athletic.
100% know that. But that year was the English year. So what happened was my uncle was like, yeah, like you done good this year. Do you want to go with my kids on holiday during the 6 weeks? I was like, yeah. So I've come out here. I was chilling with my cousins and my aunt. I was liking the vibe, so I phoned my mum and said to her, could I ask my auntie's husband whether I could stay? My uncle. She was like, yeah. He wanted to get you out here when you were 6 anyway, but at the time my little brother was born. So I didn't want to leave then because I always wanted a brother. So fast forward, I've asked him. He said, yeah, should be no problem. Fast forward now, 96 to 2023, September is going to make 27 years that I've been here.
Right.
So
still here, still striving.
Still striving. So year 7, I went to a school called Stockwell Park. Went there for 1 year. I left there because my aunt used to teach there. She was a maths teacher. And she used to complain that I was trying to miss maths class because basically how Stockwell Park worked, they had a system called SMART. And it was like you had filing cabinets, year 7, year 8, 9, 10, and you had to follow the workload in the filing cabinet. You just choose, but if you complete a certain amount of workload, you stay ahead on your work, innit? But maths was so easy for me because, one, remember my aunt's a maths teacher. Like, I think more logically than emotional, so my mind works calculated. So I'm going through, like, my aunt became my teacher in the 2nd term, but I've done a year's worth of work in the 1st term and I'm just sitting around in class doing nothing. So the teacher at the time said to me, because you're so ahead, you can do a different activity, like extracurricular activity during the period. So I was like, I want to do music. She said, what do you want to do? Guitar. So I was going guitar lessons. Then when my aunt joined the school, she was like, nah, come to my class. So imagine my aunt sitting there, I'm sitting here, and we're spending the whole lesson just looking at each other. Then I come home and she complained and say, why are you doing work? Because I lived with her. She said, why are you doing work?
Yeah.
I said to her, like, I'm ahead of the work.
Yeah.
You're trying to make me do year 8 work.
Yeah.
I said, at this rate, if I start doing work, I would have completed year 10's work in year 7.
In year 7.
Because it's too easy for me, then I would just regress. So end of years come, I said, you know what? I had bare fights in that school as well. I think I had a fight every single week, maybe 2 sometimes. So I was just like,
South London's different.
I was like, this ain't for me, man. Like, but you know what is, at the time, you're the new kid, you're fresh from Africa,
Yeah.
you've got that accent.
Yeah.
Kids who in the school were trying to build their rep, they thought the easiest target is the freshie.
The new kid.
But I wasn't an easy target because I like to fight. Like I'm a fist man. It only got to like probably like year 10 when I moved. So from Stockwell Park, let me not even jump too ahead. From Stockwell Park, I moved to Archbishop Tennyson's, which is in Oval. So Archbishop had better grades, but probably had some of the worst kids in South went to that school. So a lot of name brand old school roadman from like Brixton or Narm went to my school, and switched school now. Straight away, I got moved to the top class from the jump.
Yeah.
Then met loads of my friends, like my childhood friends I grew up with. Some I kept from the first school. Then yeah, same pattern started, but I wasn't fighting as much. Year 10 come, I got into a fight now. I threw one of my guys through 2 doors. He ended up in next class, technology class. The teachers come.
What, you threw a man through 2 classrooms?
Yeah, I've kicked him.
Jeez.
He's tried to get up. I've kicked the teacher.
Yeah.
And dislocated his shoulder, broke his arm.
Yeah.
Then I got kicked out. But the deputy head said to the headmaster that, nah, he's a good kid, that he does his work. He's focused.
Yeah.
Then the headmaster asked what happened, and I said, oh, basically, there was a kid who moved to the school. He lived a road behind me, and the other boy who I threw through 2 doors moved the year before, and my man was trying to start on him because he said to him, could you keep quiet while we listen to the teacher? So I've stepped in for him, and he's tried to move to me. I said, you're moving mad.
Yeah.
So that's how that's happened. So the headmaster said to me, listen, if you get one more fight, because your record is fight, but he's looked through it, and it always comes across like I'm always trying to back someone who's getting started on.
A defender.
Yeah. So he goes, you need to just let people fight their own battles and just kick back. So from then, I never had a fight again in school. Just fell back. So even if someone would try it on me, I just used to keep quiet, because I remember after that incident now, my aunt, for the week, I couldn't go to school. My aunt made me stay in my room for a whole week. So I could only just go get like food, eat, and go back to my room. So from that day, I knew I could never go jail. So when I'd see like a couple men in school who'd gone jail in year 10 or year 11, I was like, nah.
Yeah. It's like,
I said, I'm not built like you, like, still. Let me start focusing, you know what I mean? Because my aunt showed me reality from early. I was like, let me start focusing. Then 16, I left that school. Then I went to the Beta School, South London, St. Francis Xavier. That's in Clapham South.
SFX.
Yeah, everyone and their dog and the cat went there. Literally everyone. So I went there at 16, and that's my journey from 0 to 16. Nigeria was, I would say, it's a major key part in my life, where I say this to everyone I know. If you find someone from out there who grew up in the area I grew up, like in Surulere and Aguda, and they come out here, if you give them the tools they need to succeed, most men out there will surpass man within 5 years, just based on the mentality of out there on mainland. By 5:30 in the morning, people are up and about, moving, active, like, because they want to beat the traffic to get to work.
Yeah.
And the same thing in the evening, they're trying to get back on time. So the days are long there. The people ain't making much money, but they're grateful for the little they have. So imagine you put them in this scenario now out here, and you give more tools for them to work with, they're gonna run true. Yeah.
So what would you say were the key values, the key things that you brought from Lagos to here? Like, if you were to pinpoint it and let's say identify your top 3 values or characteristics, what did Chizzo bring into the UK?
I'll say never giving up. That probably comes from my mum, because seeing how she used to just go that extra mile for me when I was a kid. It just used to make me just think, one day I need to be the same, and hopefully, like, unfortunately she passed, but the aim was to be able to do for her what she done for me, and to be able to have enough for my future kids to make sure that they don't have to grind as hard as me. You get what I'm saying? Even though I'll instill those values into them, yeah. I don't want them to go as hard. Like, you know. I'll say another thing is just that wanting more for yourself, you know, wanting more for yourself. Because growing up out there, like, I remember where I grew up, like, my house is literally across from the power plant. So Nigeria is one of the weird places where Nigeria produces so much oil and all of this, but electric is always off. NEPA always taking light, and that's due to greedy governors. So the hustle is a lot of governors sell generators, and that's how they make money. So if now I start providing you with 24-hour electric, you're not going to buy generators. So I start losing money. So imagine growing up here and every night the light's going, but across the road the light's always on. It's literally always on. So you're seeing that all the time and thinking, I don't want to be in this kind of situation forever. So that's giving me the drive to keep going. Then I'll say the third thing, so I'm Igbo, and
same.
And you know the history of like Biafra and all of that.
Yeah.
So knowing the history of my family, my granddad, he had like 8 wives, and that's my mom's dad. My dad's dad, he was doing well for himself as well. So my mom's dad, before the Biafran War, my mom's mom had a car, my granddad had a car, everyone was looked after, his house was on point, you know what I mean? Like, he was a real family man, he had everything, they had money, they were doing well for themselves. The war's come now, and they've lost everything. So you know when you see those kids on the roadside that are selling sweets and drinks and all of that?
I can get bread.
Yeah, so that was my mom, my uncle who was the ex-politician, and my aunt who raised me over here. So to see what they've come from and made something out of them for themselves, because remember after the war, every family got left with like £20 to. So imagine you've got like, before the war there must have been at least 40 siblings. A few of them died young, you know what I mean, stillbirths and all of that. And then from 40 you're down to like 24. My grandma died during the war, seeing all of that, hearing all them stories from them. It's motivated me to be like, right, you know what, someone has to bring us back to where we were. So my uncle, he's already kind of set pace.
Yeah.
But now us after him, his kids, me, a few of my cousins out here, our mind state is, if we go hard, by the time we're old, like in our 60s and that, the next branch of us would bring us back to where we were prior 100%. To
the Biafra.
You know, so that's probably one of the major things that drives me, just knowing, like, you know, like, even though like moving to England and we've lived like a normal, regular life, but in our heads we know deep down this ain't us. Like, we come from money originally. So that's where the drive comes from. Whereas my other uncles who are my mum's siblings, the ones with different mums, the older ones, the older, I think the war kind of messed them up, where, you know, like, you got to your 20s, you've lived a good life all your life has been easy for you, and then this happens, you come out of it and you have no drive. The war really messed them, because they were like looked after kids, you know what I mean? Whereas my mum, my uncle, and my aunt who raised me, when the war happened, they were like little kids. They got memories of it, but it didn't rub them out. They were still able to find the drive to, because they weren't spoiled enough yet, you know? So that, I'll say that is the third thing that keeps me ticking, where I'm like, you don't want to ever be in a position like them where you had to start from scratch again. So they've tried their best to give you a decent foundation to make something of yourself.
Deep. And again, I'm Ibo.
Yeah.
And my parents told me the stories.
Yeah.
Warfare for like 4 years. Do you know what I mean? It either makes or breaks you, for real, for real.
Bro, you have to think of it like this, yeah. If they didn't survive, yeah, if the war carried on for a couple more years, this conversation would be happening now.
It's true.
We wouldn't exist.
It's true.
That's the reality of it.
It's true.
You know what I mean? That's the scary part of it.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. It went on.
Yeah.
And it stopped when it stopped.
Yeah.
And life has gone on since then. Do you know what I mean? I think, you know, and again, things like that, when I hear the stories from my parents, it just puts me in a state of gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a testament to their resilience. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Now, so from the age of 16, let's say till 2021,
yeah,
what was your early endeavors in terms of business, in terms of work?
Okay, work wise, I got my first job on my 16th birthday. So I had an interview at Iceland in Clapham. So I got my first job on my 16th birthday. Started the day after, funny enough.
Yeah.
I was just like, I needed to work because in my house growing up, there was 5 of us. And if you include my aunt and uncle, 7 of us. So it's not like you had bare kicks and bare clothes. Like my older cousin, she was, how old is she? 7 years older than me. So she bought me clothes like all the time, but she bought extra clothes because she knew I was going to college. So she didn't want me to start college, and everyone's just like, he's wearing the same thing all the time. You know what I mean? Looking like Dexter's Lab.
Yeah. Dexter and Dee Dee.
Trust me. So I was just like, if I could start straight away, knowing college was going to start in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was just like, let me bang out work. They paid weekly. So by the time college start, I bought like 2 free kicks.
Yeah.
Stay at college, I was getting EMA. So
that's it.
I was I was nice. And if you end of the month, if you were on time all the time, you got extra 50. So I was always on time.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, there was that. Then in college, funny enough, me and my brethren, Tyson, we used to burn CDs, like R&B playlist and all of that, and be selling CDs to man them and girls and making extra money. So that was our hustle.
That's it.
The Napster days.
The Napster.
Yeah, so we was burning CDs, selling CDs, making our little extra change. Then got to 17 now, and one of my friends, Uncle Frank, him and Mr. Play. So I used to play basketball growing up as well. And him and Mr. Play were the older guys from my area.
I think you did you used to represent for the borough?
So I used to play for Brixton. And in youth games and that, I used to play for Lambeth. So Mr. Play and Uncle Frank, when I was at 17, they used to take me to text me in Sound.
Okay.
On Sundays, the old Sound, that's where M&M's is in Leicester Square. So I just used to go there some days, and I remember coming back college tired. Then when I was 18, Frank said, you know loads of people from basketball. So even though I grew up in Brixton, I was always in Hackney a lot.
Yes.
So
Hackney Heat.
Yeah, so I end up knowing the whole of White Heat.
Yeah, White Heat, that's it.
And Hackney, I end up knowing all East London Royals as well.
Yeah.
From back when we used to play them all the time. So weekends, a lot of times I'm in Hackney, and my network's building up in East Rapid.
Yeah.
Then at 18, when I stopped playing for Brixton, my first girlfriend, she was from West. So due to her and her brother and her friends, I started knowing loads of Westmen quickly, Rapid. Then I started playing for Northwest Capitals that year because I thought, you know what, if I'm always in West, let me play for a team that's like 15 minutes from my house. So that way I could always go back to hers after, or I could stay there and go to training and just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I started playing for Northwest Capital. Then from playing for Capitals, my Northwest circle grew quick. So before you know it, I know a man from South through to going 2 schools and the Bayers College, East because of basketball, Northman as well due to basketball, Westman due to my ex and ball, same with Northwest. Then how did I meet Dapson and all that? Uni. So when I started uni,
what uni did you go to?
I went to South Bank.
Okay.
So when I went to South Bank, I met there was a guy, AJ. AJ was in my class, and AJ was friends with Daps and Femi.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to all them lot. And before you know it, my network was just
north.
Yeah, the whole
100%.
So that's how my network grew. Then I remember Frank says to me, "Yeah, him and Play, like you should get into raves because they were like, you've got a very huge network of people." I was just like, you know what? Yeah, why not? So me and Frank did a rave together at Departure, and yeah, it was rap, stupid rap. And he was like, you know what? This is you. Like you've got this. So I knew loads of the older bunch because of him. So girls who were like 5 years, 6 years older, I knew from going text me with them. Then I knew all my age group as well. So yeah, my network just kept on boom, boom, boom. Then I did that till 2008. So when I was like 23, I stopped doing raves. I just, you know what it is? Even though I'm known, I hate being known. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just touch on that. From what I know of you, your personality is very, very interesting, bro.
Yeah.
In the sense that you've got a magnetic aura naturally. But I know deep down that you're an introverted person.
My mum used to say that when she was alive. She used to be like, from my first birthday. So I remember like when I used to see the pictures, she's like, look, there's like a whole 50 plus kids at your birthday party.
Yeah.
My 5th birthday was like probably double that in the pictures. She's like, but there's one thing about you, you're always hiding from the limelight. And I said to her, even till today, I say the same thing. Like, I only use it now because I know the advantage it helps me on other things.
Yes.
But I know the truth. If let's say I won the Euro Millions, I was even busting as a joke the other day. If I won the Euro Millions, like the guy who won 100 something the other day, I said, I'm going to phone the man them and say, right, do me a favor, send me accounts. Then everyone send me the account. Then I'll send 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil.
Just bless it.
Bless everyone and say, right, now you're all rich. Delete my socials. Then no one will know who's the rich friend.
Yeah.
So if anyone's trying to call me, they're going to think, it's not him. Because it's not about.
Yeah.
So you lot are going to have to try and play off that energy
100%.
of people running down your phone for money, because they're not going to know I'm the one with money, because
100%.
You're not going to see me in no pictures. You're not going to see me out nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to just move out the country like part-time on the sly, where the whole summer I'm here doing winter.
Winter, you're off.
I'm gone. But I'll live in a normal flat here. But in Nigeria,
you
know, Igbo men killing us in the village.
Yeah.
The
pillars,
house will be...
pillars. 3 pillars around the front end.
The house will be dumb.
Yeah.
But there will be no evidence of it. It will just be so low key. So my mom was just always like, why do you always run from it? And I said to her, I just, like, for me, it does nothing for me. You know, some people, like, for them, it's like when they're the main man, it's their thing. They want to be all the time. Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
It is whatever. So I don't know. Like, now I've had to embrace it. When my mom died, just before she died, she said, "Listen, your network is what's gonna make you who you are. So unless you accept it and dive fully into it, you know, you're not gonna get to your target." So that's why I started the YouTube thing. Because I thought, you know what? How could I reach a bigger network long term?
Yeah.
So my plan with the YouTube, like, it's 2 years now. I said in 5 years, I would hit my target.
Yeah.
And when I hit my target, everything I want is going to amplify even more.
100%.
Yeah, so I've got 3 years to go.
100%. So, and I'm going to come back to YouTube, but what, in your opinion, what's the difference between being seen and being visible? Do those two terms mean the same thing to you? Because in my opinion, I think they've got slightly different meanings, but I just want to take a take on it.
They intertwine at bits.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think some people, Like especially like in the party scene, for instance, some people love to be all the time be seen. They want to be wherever's popping. They need to be there. Like I know other promoters who they do events that are popping, and I'm good friends with them, and they'll phone me and you come to this one, and I might not show face. I might come once a year, or you know what I mean, because I don't need to be there all the time.
Yeah.
But I know me. I know when I walk in a building, without saying a word, I know I'm noticed. I've known this from a young child.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to say much for anyone to pick up on me being in a building. I could even be hiding behind a tree.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but the
people
energy,
people are gonna feel me in the room.
The energy's coming through the leaves, G.
But I've known this since like a little kid, like
Yeah.
very very young.
Yeah.
I've clocked onto it.
It's
Like
charisma.
that I've been self-aware from a very long time. So with that now, yeah, I just know that being seen is not, it's not it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not
It doesn't fall in line with who you are. But I think you're visible.
Yeah.
And I think your visibility falls in line with your vision. And, you know, what's unique about you from what I've seen, and again, I'm just here just to give you your flowers, brother.
No,
because how you conduct yourself is very interesting. You know, you're a magnetic person. You've got vision, and you align your visibility with your vision.
Yeah.
Every time I see you out, and I've seen you out,
Yeah.
there's a reason for the season. Yeah. There's intention behind what you're doing. You're not doing things for the sake of doing it. You're doing it to your visibility befits the purpose. Yeah. And you know, I think it takes a special person to be able to pull it off. Do you know what I'm saying? So so let's look at mentorship. Yeah. So Mr. Play. Yeah. And you know, the older guys that had that influence over you, that were able to identify your early stage giftings and let you see what you maybe could not fully see yourself. How did you establish that relationship, and how's that impacted you along your journey?
You know what, Frank and Play, that happened via basketball again. So like Play used to play basketball time ago. Yeah. And Frank, even though he was from Stockwell, he used to play for White Heat. Yeah. So that's another way that the White Heat connection comes through. So just seeing how I used to maneuver around my brethren. So a lot of my brethren, you know, growing up in Brixton is half and half. Some are proper like road. Fully. The other ones are proper corporate. It's like literally halfway down the line. And you've got a lot who started road, they're now all entrepreneurs in their own fields, whether got their plumbing companies, electricians, all of that. So growing up around them lot noticed that even though I had a batch of friends, everyone might be like in the little shelter thing playing like snooker and all of that. I'm outside shooting basketball by myself. They're like, why are you always doing your own thing? I said, I like basketball. This is what I want to do. You lot are doing that. I'm not interested in that. I don't need to. Yeah. So they noticed that even though I grew up in a batch that was very, very solo. Yeah. So like even fast forward now, like if man them see all my boys that I'm with all the time, let's say like Marvin, Gabriel, Gracious K, all of them lot, more time if we're out, I just walk off on my own and do my own thing. Do your own thing. I'm like in my own little world half the time. Yeah. And that's just me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just always like that, you know. So Play and Frank, I think they clocked onto that. Yeah, he's always on the grind, like, because at the same time, sometimes they might be out there and they won't see me. They're like asking, man, where's he? Yeah. He's at work. Yeah. So I've always had my own route. Yeah. So they just kind of thought, all right, cool. If we bring you on this, you can make extra money, and from there, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's that's the dynamic between you and them guys who I'm assuming were slightly older than you.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at your peer-to-peer mentors,
Yeah.
you know, you mentioned Gabriel, who's an entrepreneur, from what I've gathered. Marvin Abbey, same thing. So it seems, even Flex, it seems like you've got a network of peers that are all high performers.
Yeah.
What's the dynamic between you boys? How does iron sharpen iron?
You know what is, them lot, I wouldn't even call them my friends. They're more like my brothers still.
Cold.
Yeah, they're more like my brothers, where I could be having the worst time, and Marvin might phone me and say, "Rah, what's the issue?" I'll be like, "Rah, I lost money on this, blah blah blah." Marvin will be like, "Brr. Yeah, pay me by the end of the year." Like, that's how Marv is.
Cold.
Gabriel will be like, "Oh, what do you want to do? Blah blah blah." I'll be like, "I need to." He'll be like, "Okay, this is how I'm gonna help you," and bring me in on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Daps is like the super connector of everything. I've known Daps since I was 15, to be fair, from basketball again. So
Northwest, I believe.
Yeah. So from ball. And yeah, it's weird how our group kind of just came together. A lot of the middle is via me.
Yeah.
Where I made a WhatsApp group probably 10 years ago. I did Daps, I did Gabriel, Marv. So me and Gabriel and Marv had already been rolling together anyway. I did Marv, I did Gracious K, Gerald, just brought everyone in one group. And I was just like, at the time, it was because of, what's his name? Jula. What's his name, man? Bald head. LB
Okay.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
So LB Jewelry needed something promoted, and he asked me. So I said, all right, cool. I'll holler at the man, and asked them to put it up for you. And Hackney's Finest and London's Very Own Ken. So those are all my guys. So I did all of us in the group, and I said, right, big favor, I beg you lot, shout this out for my brethren. He's starting up his jewelry business, and I think his thing is gonna take
pop,
off. It's gonna pop. So all of us got a strong network. So if we push it out, it's gonna give it a initial boost.
Yeah, 100%.
Fast forward, this is probably 10 years ago.
Still
it just made all us lot get closer to each other, because we might boss joke in a group all day long, but you might need something in this, and this man knows this person.
Yeah.
Middleman.
Connection.
Taser, Marvin, and Mr. Expose. They were all in a group. 3 shots tequila.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It's just the greatness that was within there that's grown.
Yeah.
So you lot have managed to grow as a collective.
Yeah.
But you also hold your own as strong individuals.
Yeah.
I fully rate that, brother.
Because you see, the thing is, all right, with me, I'm in the fitness side of things as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the balance in the group is, if you're falling off fitness wise, man will start making jokes like, rah, you're looking a bit, you know, that belly is bellying.
Yeah.
The pressure is real. That would make man
just jump back in the ring.
Jump back and get in shape.
Yeah.
Then the same thing with the grind.
Yeah.
You're slacking.
Yeah.
You need to go do overtime and get that extra money and even get the job you don't want to do.
100%.
To get yourself, because you have to always, the man them always want to see you win.
Yeah.
So
if they're real brothers.
Yeah. So no matter what it is, they're pushing you to always stay on point, whether it's physically and financially and mentally.
Yeah.
You know, they always want you to be the best version of you. Hackney's Finest is the oldest out of all of us, but he looks like the youngest.
Yeah, I've seen
no grey hair, no beard, little goatee.
Yeah. Fly brother.
But Hacks, he's like him. Why I like Hacks? He's the real super disciplined guy. Goes gym every single day. Family man, three sons. He's just
focused.
Yeah, Hacks is I call him, out of all of us, he's the role model.
Yeah.
Where he's only 2-3 years older than me, but you can just when I look at how Hacks patterns, I'm like, yeah, that's where
it's at.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Because it's proper. Like, you can see, like, he's about his family. Like, he's there for the man. Then, if let's say I got an event today, Hax ain't missing it. Even if he's only there for like an hour or two, he ain't missing it. Like, he'll shout out my page, I'll say like to people like my YouTube, for instance, why my YouTube is known. Mostly I'll say it's because of Hax and Ken, London Very Own Ken. Because they kept on posting it all the time. So like people that I didn't know, they're seeing it.
100% visibility. And again, those gentlemen in their own rights have built their own platform, and they're just leveraging their network. Do you know what I mean? Just to uplift you, which is great. So what was your entry point into fitness?
You know what,
would you say that's your main bread and butter, or
everything is everything, man. Everything is everything. You know, at one point it used to be, but I started lifting weights at 13.
What are you saying, illegal?
Huh? No. You know what? There used to be a gym in Herne Hill called Oxy.
No,
they
brother.
Used to have,
no.
They used to have no. Saturday was kids' day.
No, cuzzy, I'm not having it.
No, Saturday was kids' day. Blood. But you know what it is?
If you're lifting weights at 13, that's not high street gyms, G.
No.
That's backdoor.
Nah, this was next to Herne Hill
Slide
Station.
under the shutters.
I bought dumbbells, barbells, and a bench at 13. Me and my cousin. Like, we saved our little pocket money, and we bought all of that, put in our room, because like I said, my aunt was very strict, so there was no, during the weekday, like everyone's going out to play. I'm seeing my brothers taking a piss. There was a school across the road. They used to leap the fence, and they're playing football in there, and my room window overlooks it. And the man them are teasing me, come out and play for years. I'm like, what do you expect me to do?
Just jump the window.
No, I could have through the back door.
Okay,
I could have leaped onto my neighbour's roof. I started doing that when I was 16, anyway, 15, 16. But I could have leaped onto the roof, jumped over and gone and played with them. So while they was out there playing, I started pushing weights. But the only reason I got into weights was, funny enough, I wanted to be built like Goku and Vegeta. I was watching Dragon Ball Z.
Super Saiyan.
I saw it. I said, that's me. I said, man. I said, that's me. Man, so I started lifting because of them. Fast forward now, 13, 37 now. I'm still in the gym. But now it's changed where I don't train because of just the aesthetics. It's more for my mind. Because I realize when I started training, like, remember I said at year 10 when I was like 14 going on 15, that's when I got kicked out. But I realized the training, what it caused is it turned me from being super aggressive to super mellow, where it takes a lot to make me react. Because more time, no offense to people, more time when someone's trying to draw me out of my position, in my head I've already calculated, I'm like, you can't do nothing to me. So why am I going to even entertain that? Because if I deemed you a threat, then that's when, like dogs, that's when they start. But I'm like, because I don't deem you a threat. Let me just kick back. So that's what training has brought to me. It's brought that kind of zen feeling where nothing could trick you out of your position. Just stay calm all the time. So fast forward 24 years, I'm still in that field. Still pushing. And back in the day when I first got into it, by the time I was 16, I used to be on and off because of basketball. I was taking basketball more serious. Then after I started playing basketball around 21, 22, I was playing rugby and running track. So during the off season, I'll do weights. Then I'll stop. Then I think I proper got into it when I hit like 24, 25. Like I got in my stride. Then I stopped for a bit, probably like maybe like a good 9 months. But I remember what made me get back in. It was the funniest moment. I bumped into a girl that I used to see then. She was like,
He's always the girl then.
She's like, right.
Always.
She's like, right, you don't look the same no more. What happened?
It's psychological. It's warfare.
I said, right. I said, nice. Thank you. That's all I needed to hear. I got back in the gym and I started lifting. I was like, right. I don't look the same no more. But like, I'm not one of those people, like, at the time, I didn't have no mirrors in my room. I'm not one of those people who get up and just be admiring myself all the time, flexing, and I just get up and go.
Yeah.
So when I've heard that, I was like, looked to the mirror, I said, yeah, you know what, she's right. You know, like you really let yourself go, and you're too young to let yourself go.
Yeah.
I started training again. Just stayed on it. Stayed on it.
And so obviously that's you training.
Yeah.
When did it then expand even further, and you had the confidence to take on clients?
Okay,
and
so
start growing that side of things.
2013, early 2013, when I was with my ex, I remember like we would go gym together, and other trainers with me in the gym, and they'll come up to me all the time. Oh yeah, how do you do this, and why do you do this, and blah blah blah. So she was like, you know what? Even though this is your hobby, she's like, you're very good at it, and loads of people are always coming and asking you what to do, and how to do this or how to do that. Why don't you? Because at the time I was working security in the nights on a few West End clubs. She's like, why don't you pick this up as an extra thing to do?
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? You're right. So from that's how I went, did my PT course. I did my level 2 first in fitness instructor, then did my level 3.
Cool.
Then, that's how I got into it.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that I saw a shift in your personal training during the pandemic.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I saw apps.
Yeah.
I'm seeing online.
Okay.
Yeah. You then segued into that, and you incorporated that into the physical, it complemented the physical day-to-day training.
Yeah. No, the reason why that was done was, like you said, the pandemic. Pandemic showed me the reality of everything you have can be gone in a flash. Where, like I said, before the pandemic, 2018, 2019, I just remember all I used to do was to work like a nutcase during the week, whether it was PT or Uber. Every Sunday was locks. During the summer, Summer Love was jumping all the time. So every month, or every 6 weeks, I was always traveling. I was constantly away.
Yeah.
And I remember before my mum died, my mum was like, 2 months before she died, she was like, she phoned me one time. She's like, so the new car wasn't enough, because at the time I was driving a white C-Class, and that car stood out because of all the little extra features it had in it.
Huh? I saw you had the panoramic.
Yeah, all the little extra features.
Cold.
It made the car stick out. Like, even when I got it, like, I've gone to Mercedes, they showed me other ones. I was like, I want black mirrors and a white whip.
Yeah.
They're like, why? I said, it's little details. Little contrast. I was like, they showed me one with red levers. I was like, I want the black levers to match the black mirrors, and I want the wheels to be this style. Yeah. So looking, they found in Peterborough and set it down. Then the guy was like, wow, you're very, very particular on things. I said, if it's not how I want, I would have stuck with the car I had, and I would have been calm.
Yeah. So
he was just like, wow. So they set it down. So my mum was just like, first I've got the car. When are you going to save up for your house?
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, pocket watching too much.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'd saved up.
Brother.
I'd saved up, but I just kept it quiet at the time. Then September come, this is 2 months before she passed, I bought a Rolly, and I heard you've got an expensive watch.
Bro, how did they find this out though? Like
my cousins,
it's
my cousins back there. They're always on my Instagram doing investigator. So they've gone and done their
due diligence.
I said to her, like, I've only got this because I said to her at the time, I said, I had like, I think I'd done a Summer Love, and I had like money from the previous one as well, just lurking. So I had like 15 grand in cash.
Yeah.
Just chilling in a drawer, and I thought to myself, why have I got money on me? Like I'm some drug dealer. So no, this needs to go. This needs to be in something that when I need that money,
you can easily get it back.
I can easily get
it
back.
Not gonna lose. Yeah.
So all of a sudden now, I bought the watch now, and she said all of this, and I said to her, mate, I bought you 2 cars. I'll help you set up your catering business. You're not worried about your bills. Don't worry about me. Like, I'm trying to actually do things I like for once. Because I said to her, when I was younger and used to work and all of that, everything was trying to look after my mum and look after my aunt and make sure everything was all good with them. And my aunt, before I moved out of home 5 years ago, I waited because she had bowel cancer. So I was just hanging around. I remember my mom all the time saying, "Oh, you need to move out. How are you gonna get married? How are you gonna get another girlfriend? Because you're always in your aunt's house in this small room." I said, "Right, your sister's sick and she needs help. So I need to be around just to make sure she's okay."
Because she looked out for you.
She looked out for me. And I said, if she didn't look out for me, I won't be able to look out for you. You know what I mean?
100.
So, dealing with all of that, fast forward to when I started traveling aggressively more. My mom was just like, "Yeah, you normally travel like once a year, but now you're doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I said, "Mate," I said, "I need to get out my system." So when I have kids, I'm not one of them, man, who's trying to run out of home and
you know
second what I mean? Childhood. Trying to be a big kid. I want to be one of these man that when I've got kids and I've got a family, I'm like, all right, we could do family holiday. If my wife wants to go away, let her go. Let me stay in my zone working.
Let the bird out the
cage. Because I've done me very well. 100%. So fast forward through that now. Unfortunately, my mum passed 2 months after that. But lucky enough, because I'd saved up originally to get my house. I've literally had to pay the funeral by myself, sorted that out. I've come back now and I've gone into a zone where no one saw me for a while. I wasn't coming out. I just kind of faded away and I wasn't working. I was just literally, my routine was I would go Tesco once a week, do my food shopping. One of my clients, because I dropped all my clients when my mum died, one of my clients, she would literally come to my house, drag me out, make me go gym with her once a week just to have me out of the house. And I'll just be there for like 30, 40 minutes. I was stuck back home. Then I went to America during that period. So I went to New York. Then I went to Paris with Marvin. I was trying to get myself back to normal. Then I remember I come back. It was like March the 8th. It was Dap's birthday party in Trent Park. I've come to that now. Then after that, I said, right, you know what? Let me snap out of it. I'm going to start work. Got into lockdown. I got sick during that week. So COVID.
What, just hit, man?
Hit, man. I got sick. You know what I mean? I was thinking, right, let me get back into my stride. COVID's hit. Then gym's shut down. So imagine I've stopped working November from when my mum died. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. If it wasn't for the savings, I would have been finished. Because in my head, not foreseeing COVID, in my head when I went to New York and Paris and that, I was just like, you know what? When I come back and I get myself back to normal, I'm like, because I know how to graft. And at the time, Lock Sundays was doing very well. I was just like, if from March to August I graft hard, everything I've spent during that period, I'd have made back and more. You know what I mean? And the way Summer Love was going, I was like, once the big ones hit like in the summer, I'd have probably made even more. So that was my thought process at the time. Then COVID tried to wipe me, but lucky just being that step ahead. So that's why when you asked about the app, after the first lockdown and all of that, I said to myself, everything in the world is heading towards online. So if you haven't got a footprint online, you're going to be, in 10 years' time, you're going to be behind. Especially now you've got all this AI technology and all these things going on. Even with the Uber and all of this thing, for now, I'm trying to figure out how to slowly transition over the next few years out of it. Because what people don't realize, once we're going like with all this AI technology, that when cars start driving themselves on the road and they create all these smart roads everywhere, you're not going to need drivers. You know what I mean? You're seeing people striking about train drivers not getting paid much. They know why they're striking. They're trying to get as much money now because they know within 5 years they're going to be out of jobs.
It's going to be automated.
It's going to be automated. So anyone who's a step ahead now is thinking, I need to get as much things online, because the only industries that are not going to be affected will be probably the medical field. Construction is not going to be affected because you're still going to need...
People need to build.
Yeah, you still need manpower. The reason why I got a venue is because people are still going to need to party.
Yeah.
So
all types of
all types of So you need to be in fields where even when machines take over, you're still going to be able to. Yeah.
And again, that attests to your strategic thinking.
Yeah.
And I think COVID birthed a lot of wisdom for a lot of people, because again, during turbulence, during downtimes, it puts you in a state of reflection. My career personally within construction and where I'm at now was as a result of COVID. I saw the value in my industry from COVID. Yeah. We were still rocking.
Yeah.
Still out there on the site building. So I think that's definitely good. And what's your thought process behind partnership in business? Obviously you and our mutual friend Dapson formed Summer of Love.
Yeah.
When you get into business and you, again, not everybody's an island.
Yeah. Sometimes
you need to form that strategic alliance with somebody.
Yeah.
What was your thought process behind that collaboration?
You know what? Funny enough, like how that started was partly because of Daps. So Daps has phoned me one day and he was just like, we should do an event together. I said, yeah, why not? So remember, Daps asked me, I said, yep. Then I said, why don't we bring on Liam Francis? He said, yeah, I'm going to ask him. Then I said, I wanted to bring the next guy I know, Sean SB. He's got his own events now. Both of them declined at the time. Sean was like, nah, I'll do my birthday thing. So that it started, Summer Love started 2018 around on my birthday week as the launch was like my birthday party. Sean said, nah, his birthday was the same time. Liam said, nah. So Daps was like, who else should we bring? I said, let's ask Miss Mishi. She said, nah, she wanted to do her own thing. I said, all right. Then he was just like, you know what? Let's just do it regardless. I said, yeah, we don't really need no one. We're still going to do well. But I said, our work would have been easier and we would have been able to expand into different regions where Sean, for instance, and Miss Mishi, I know they know loads of Southeast people.
Yeah.
So that would have tapped into an area where, like, even though I know people from like Blue Borough, I don't know like as they do.
Yes.
So we would have absorbed the new network.
Yeah.
So they decided to do their thing. Me and Daps decided to do ours. And yeah, how the name even came was when Daps had phoned me another day. It's like, what should we call it? I'm listening to radio and Lonnie was playing
Summer of Love.
So I was just like, this is what we're going to call it. We're going to call it Summer of Love. And from that, just this year, August makes 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And I believe you took it abroad in December to Ghana. Yeah. What was that like?
You know what? Ghana didn't even pan out well for us. It didn't pan out well, but it was a learning curve. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like last year we had the festival, so we thought, let's try and push up a level.
Yeah.
But it didn't really Ghana's it's a new territory where, remember, me and Daps are both Nigerian as well. Yeah. So unless we were like Ghanaian and in the mix, we would have known who to partner with there to amplify. Sure. So that was a learning curve, but you win and you lose some. The festival last year, it did all right, but the reason why we decided not to push it again this year was after doing calculations, I said to Daps, like, we've put in a lot of work dealing with councils, dealing with police, all this unnecessary meetings. Like, we both got busy lives outside of events, and we're just like, this is like a fun hobby to us now. Doing the festival, making it not fun.
I can imagine.
And when you start doing the calculations after you paid for the venue, paid for rides, paid for staff, paid security, paid for this, that, it starts to pile up. Then when you do all the maths and look at the profit, you're like, this ain't worth your time.
A lot of bag for
like doing the normal day parties is nearly making the same profit. Less
ag. And with events, what's your vision for growth? You know, how do you to formulate your strategy for expansion, or you know, how do you set your goals going into a new year?
You know what, this year we kind of scaled back a bit because after last year doing the festival and that, and he's got Cabana now. I've got venue 254.
Yeah.
We kind of got into the mode where doing Someone I Love is a bonus to us.
Yeah.
And trying to boost the business in our venues is more our vision right now, because we know, like I said, in 2 years I'm 40. I'm not trying to be in the dance, running around, dancing around like P. Diddy and these men with these little chewing gum girls.
Yeah. What are you saying? Takum.
Got no time for these kids. So I'm trying to slowly phase out. Someone I Love, it's going to get to a point that it's going to kind of run itself, where I might not have to be there all the time when it happens, where I might come one, I might not be a next, who knows, you know? So that's the aim, to kind of keep it like steady and grow. So this year, the last one was busy. We had like 650 people. The one coming up on the bank holiday, that's going to be busy.
I can imagine, yeah.
And next year, who knows, if we find another venue that maybe holds slightly more, maybe like 1,000, we might scale back up to that and keep around those numbers. Ideally, what I would want is a dry high venue like we used to have before.
Yeah.
Because that's where the real money's in, with the drinks, you know what I mean? So that's
cold.
Yeah, that's the aim with that. If we do scale up next year, like a few venues have reached out, but they ain't really say what I want to hear yet, you know?
How long do you think it takes to build a brand?
You know what, yeah. With a brand, you could go around it two ways. Some brands have been built due to they had a lot of financial backing to be running crazy amount of ads and all of that. Whereas other brands like Someone I Love, it's more, I think it's built due to me and Daps, our personalities.
Organic.
Yeah. Like me and Daps are probably like opposites.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah, it works because we're opposites. You know what I mean?
You're both magnetic in different ways.
In different ways. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what makes the brand. And I think for me, my side is, even though I'm to myself, I'm very personable, where I could talk to people. Yeah, I don't have issues with talking to people, and I think people find it easy to reach to me.
Yeah.
So due to having that, that's what's kind of helped grow the brand.
Yeah.
Where I remember, like, when we first started it, we didn't used to have tickets online. We used to actually link people.
Yeah, the physicals. I remember.
And sell like wristbands. And I think due to that, meeting people who might be recommending for this friend or that friend, I'm talking to like random guys I don't know, random girls I don't know. So I started building new relations from that. And yeah, that's helped grow the brand. I even think like certain times, I think we should stuck to that formula. Because I think when you put stuff online, people get to, I could grab it anytime. But when you actually have the physicals, people are like, like when I'm out, like I might, let's say like this weekend, there might be like a dance. So let's say like tomorrow you've got this big dance, Coco Cure. If I had physicals for the next one, I wasn't there, people would be like, you know what, let me buy it now that you're here, because I don't know when I'm going to see you. You know what I mean? Like there's times where I used to go like Rock Boys, people will see me and be like, oh, let me grab it now, see you in the car park, and I'm selling like in like 20 minutes like 100 bands.
Yeah. So maybe it could be, you know, have maybe
part and part,
150 each physicals.
Yeah.
Then once you secure your baseline, then I guess you can just revert back to the online.
To the online, yeah. So we might have to go back to that, you know what I mean? Wow. But the reason why we kind of went online with it, we were thinking long term, like when you want to, because we're both like self-employed.
Yeah.
Like when you want to buy a house and all of that.
Physical, it's difficult to trade.
It's difficult.
It's
difficult so like, it was just like, you know what? Just be paying taxes, man.
Yeah. 100%. Just keep it simple.
So that way, when you're ready, there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, everything can be accounted for.
Yeah.
So let's dive into your current hustles, bro.
Yeah.
So I remember stumbling across something that you said, funny enough, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Random. Yeah. It just came up on my suggestion on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is when you were walking through venue 254.
Yeah.
And you said something that was quite interesting. You said that you're trying to do 40 by 40.
Yeah. 4 by 40.
Oh, 4 by 40.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. What does that mean?
So the aim is, so this year, learning this one, the aim is when the end of the year comes and I start getting into profit with the business and it's making money, I said to myself, I'm gonna be broke for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
It's
I made that as the plan. I was just like, you know what, let me just be broke for 3 years. And it's not for any reason but knowing that if I could, once I get in profit, use that to get another venue.
Yeah.
Once that other venue comes, now I know I've got 2 venues. I'll get to the amount I need in half the time.
Yeah.
So from 2, I'll put that into 2 more.
Yeah. And you can scale
up.
You can scale.
Then I know once I scale up now, I can fall back on every other thing I'm doing and just literally make these my main bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I'm still doing everything I'm doing, it'll probably like the app and the online coaching and things that I can do on the move, where once the venue's running for itself and I've got my staff and that, I could actually live outside of England.
Yeah.
The whole winter.
Yeah.
Just be on my laptop.
On your laptop. Online.
Then if I want to see an event happening in a venue, I'm looking at the camera through my phone. You know what
just
I mean?
making sure the staff are not behind the till.
Not behind doing the madness. But
kicking back.
That's why I said the 4x40. And a lot of people said, blah blah blah. Yeah, you're not gonna hit. And I said, you know what? Even if I don't hit 4 and I hit 2 or 3, I'm not a failure regardless, because I've already hit 1. And when I hit 1, I didn't tell no one. I was gonna hit the 1. I just went after it. Like, you know what I mean? I remember like when I'd posted in January a preview of this one, some hate in the comments has written, why are you lying to the people about you got a venue? So after that, I just literally said, right, you know what? I'm not even going to post it, because I posted it in a vlog. Yeah. So I'm not even going to post or talk about it anymore. I said, I'm just going to just literally just do it. And the aim was the reason why it's called 254, my mum's birthday was 25th on the 4th. So the aim was to launch it on my mom's birthday, which I did. And I just thought to myself, some people are just miserable for no reason and they want to see everyone fail.
Haters.
And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know you from nowhere. Probably ain't done nothing to you. But more time is, it comes down to, there's people who don't like me because I don't bark to their demands, where, you know, like, my life at times can be so like stressful, but I just kind of internalize it, and someone might be like, I had so and so and you got invited and you didn't turn up. The whole of last year I missed so much people that I know their birthdays, their important moments, because I was working like a madman trying to aim for this goal.
100%.
And when this happened now, people are like, then I'm like, if I didn't hit my goal now and everything crumbles again like it did during like the COVID period and all that, with my mum passing, these same people would all say to me, everything will be fine. But you ain't helping me. The people that are helping me all the time is my childhood friends, like Leon that I met at Stockwell Park, Gabriel, Marvin, you know what I mean? All these lot that I've acquired over the years that are in my inner circle. Those are people that are helping me. The rest of everyone who invites me to things, like sometimes, I know why people do this, and it's sad. You know, like there's some people that they want to invite all their friends who they think that got clout to make themselves look like, I'm the cool kid. And, And I'm just like, it's like, me being in your party is not helping you. You know what I mean? But I know why you've done this. But in my head, I'm like, I've got a bigger goal. So if it means everyone's going to hate me for not being there, then so be it. Because I know that.
Hate me now.
Hate me now.
Hate me sooner.
You know what I mean? Because I know, I always say this all the time, everyone waits at the finish line to fuck the winners. So if now I start winning, even my enemies are going to be my biggest fans.
100%.
So let me focus on winning.
100%.
And if everyone hates me now, by the time I hit my targets, they're all going to come back on side.
That's it. And again, I think just to add to what you're saying, bro, a lot of hate comes from a place of them wishing that they were you.
Probably.
Hate is indirect inspiration.
Probably.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of people, look, let's break down your life, yeah? So you've come from Niger.
Yeah.
That in itself is not easy.
No.
Living in Lagos is not a walk in the park.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Then you've come here at an age where socially people they're at the cusp of being who they are.
Yeah.
On a social level, getting into secondary school, forming, getting into the into
some
the
of them
rhythm
have had the friendships from primary
school. Like you've got a foundation.
Yeah.
So you came here at a time where everybody had a primary school foundation. You started newly.
Yeah.
You're flourishing.
Yeah.
You flourish socially. You flourish financially, and even in terms of the visions and the drive that you have. Again, it's people are looking at it thinking, "Rah, you've worked yourself out of a job." A lot of people are just 9 to 5 miserable, looking at the clock, battling.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not even gonna boss joke on that because like how I've ended up in where I've ended up in is rejection. Where I remember when I was younger, I've gone Selfridges to have an interview.
Yeah.
The first two were women. Boom, through. Boom, through. The third one was a guy, and he just looked me up and down, and he said, "Oh yeah, you don't fit the description." Yeah. So it was a white guy, a gay guy, and he said, "Yeah, you just don't fit the look." And I said to him, "What's that mean?" He goes, "Yeah, you just don't fit what we're looking for." Then after that, I just walked around the shop. Walked around different floors, and I was just like, you know what? It's not meant to be.
Yeah.
And just kept it moving. Then I remember like trying to apply for like certain jobs in other fields. Like, I just think to myself, I just don't fit. So find your own lane.
Yeah, no
you
choice.
ain't got no choice.
No choice.
You know what I mean?
No choice.
Because if you don't find your own lane, you're gonna work a job that you don't really want. Like, probably you'd be stuck in retail for life, and it's not that you're not intelligent enough. It's just like a lot of places play nepotism, and if you haven't got a friend there to push you in, or you didn't go certain, you know what I mean, and you don't look the part again, you have to figure it out yourself. So 100%. That's how I've just kind of ended up my way. It wasn't by choice. I would have probably been a corporate guy who suit and tie, and you know what I mean. So. But it goes back to this, like, where when you're in school, you're not taught that you could go, like, let's say, like in secondary schools back then, you could go the trades route from school. Yeah. They never used to push that. They do now.
They do now?
Yeah, but they never used to push back then.
100%.
So that could have saved a lot of us time, because I could have said, right, from back then, I could have said to my brothers, all right, cool, this is what we're doing. We're all skipping college. I'm going to go and be like an electrician. You go and be a plumber. Carpenter. You be a carpenter. You go be this. By the time we were 20, we'd have racked up peas. Yeah. And next minute now, we're building houses. And we're doing all the work. We're just literally going auction, grabbing houses like that are just damaged. Yeah. And we're just refurb. Then fast forward now, a good 20 years later, we would have been nice because we would have had all the skills, but they don't push them kind of thing. Bro, someone could have been a scaffolder, this and that.
It just wasn't available.
It wasn't. You know what I mean? Now the younger generation, they see everything online, so there's more. Yeah. You know what I mean?
If you can look back on the curriculum, if the borough of, let's say, Lambeth came to you and said, Chizza, what do you think we can do within the borough of Lambeth and the schools to make things better for the students? What would you introduce? Like, what innovative ideas would you bring to the table?
They need to focus more on like general life skills, like financial skills, things that are gonna actually be used outside properly. Because like I said, I was good at maths, but since leaving school, am I on the road using Pythagoras theorem?
Imagine trigonometry.
You know what I mean?
Man's talking about 3 times 1.42 square. I'm not hearing it.
You get what I'm saying? Like all these little things. Like I'm not walking on a road and like I was good at science as well. Yeah. I'm not like thinking, oh shit,
Photosynthesis.
And osmosis.
Osmosis.
You get what I'm saying?
Diffusion and all that.
Yeah, that's not running through my head on a daily
joke,
basis. So
yeah,
you lot have made me remember shit that is practically a waste of my time.
it's not relevant.
It's not relevant. Like, it doesn't apply day-to-day life. They need to teach literally life skills.
Yeah.
Because you tend to find out a lot of kids leave school, like especially like schools that I went to, and fast forward now, even as adults, we're still figuring as we go along.
Yeah.
But they could have saved us a lot of time with a lot of things and got us ahead from back then. You know?
Self-awareness, financial management.
Yep.
What else? I think something to do with personality.
Yeah.
Understanding who you are early.
Like back then, you remember like when you was in college and you asked the teachers, oh yeah, I want to do this in uni or do that. They would just tell you, yeah, you can do anything you want. Bro, you know how many people I know got, no offense to them, got business studies degrees and none of them are in an actual field they want.
Yeah.
Because it's like 50 of us have gone and got the same degree. You get what I'm saying?
It's wild.
You want something that is more, if you're going to go uni, you want something that's more career based.
Yeah.
That, you know, the moment you come out, you're going to get into what you need.
Law. You can't be a lawyer unless you go
you go uni.
Doctor, you can't be performing surgery telling them that I learned how to cut a man open in the village.
Everything else, I think that they could have fast tracked kids from college to where they needed to be.
Yeah.
Like they could have had a 5 years where it was more like you were an apprentice at work.
100%.
And after the 5 years, you were still getting paid.
Yeah.
Then now you've got your degree for working 5 years straight in this because you've learned all the skills like hands on instead of just being furious. Because imagine like your business studies degree lecturer. I used to think this, right? This person's teaching you all of this, but why haven't they got a business? Why are they stuck here? Because if I had all that knowledge, Michael Jordan said, "Fuck them kids."
Yeah. And
you get what I'm saying?
I've got 2 business related degrees.
Yeah.
90% of them have never even smelt business.
Yeah.
There was only one of them that was he was on this one of my Asian lecturers. Yeah. He was a consultant for Marlboro, the cigarette industry. Yeah. So when he's talking to us in class and he's talking real life case study, he's like, listen, he's like, H, this isn't fabricated. Yeah. This is, I'm in the field. Yeah. Yeah. I take sabbaticals for 4 months. Yeah. And I do high level consultancy. Yeah. When he said that, I said, you're on this. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
instead of just hitting you with bare theory. Yeah.
Oh, you know? Mate.
So I think with kids, they need someone who's more hands-on with the life side of things, because you see it like now, fast forward, where when we were younger, even though there was pressures to have certain things like clothes and kicks and all of that, but back then you could drive a dusty Punto and it was calm. Yeah. Now I'm hearing my little cousin saying, girls my age, these lot are 20, 21. Yeah, if I don't have the Benz.
Benz at 21. Imagine.
Looking at them thinking, right?
Yeah. You're still a child.
Yeah. Benz at 21.
No, it's the pressure.
It's pressure.
It's the pressure, bro.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's the pressure.
You know what I mean? And now you see like everyone is moving wild in that age group to make money. Like yesterday I was in my old area and I see a young boy driving up, down. I just laughed and I said, so this is the new one, the new replacement. And he doesn't know that he's slipping, because if the man them are clocking what you're doing, these people know exactly what you're doing around here. So it's just time.
It's just time.
Yeah, it's just time.
Yeah, the clock's ticking.
Yeah, the clock's ticking for you, but you're the new replacement.
Yeah. How did you not get into the road growing up in Brixton? Because I'm from North, and you know I got sucked in. How did you avoid it?
I won't say that I totally avoided it. I just don't talk about that side. The best way to put it is like
say no.
Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah. Say no.
That's it. I just, you know what it is? I don't talk about it because I don't glorify it.
Of course,
that
course,
side
course, course.
Like I said, my brethren are.
So
that side I just don't.
But there's a blessing coming from the ends.
Yeah. Like I would say, good thing about that side, it goes back to the business side of things where it got to a certain point where I've clocked. If I'm good at certain things, I could be good at other things. And I remember like my ex saying to me, she's like, listen, you don't talk about certain things, but she's like, I'm smart enough to know if you go jail, don't call me. I said, wow.
Well, she started moonwalking.
She just told me straight. She said, wow. She goes, yeah, like I've dealt with someone who was similar to you, but he wasn't as sharp as you. But he went in jail and like, yeah, I can't do that again. So that literally, I remember her talking to my mum. My mum was like, said to me like, yeah, you need to stay focused. And my mum didn't know that side of me fully until probably like the year she died, when I explained that certain things. And I was like, yeah, this back then was funded by this and that. And she was like, rah. So I just said to her, I just don't glorify all of that. So for me, it's like that part, I reckon it's just, you know, when you grow up in a certain area, everyone ends up somehow without meaning to be. So all of that, it's just,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'd rather talk about the stuff that I know I want everyone to stay on that path. Because I know if I had other role models around in my area who were just on the same path I am now, I'll probably like be 10 times ahead of what I am. You know what I mean? It's just
100%. You can't be what you can't see.
I grew up in an area where the older lot, no offense to them, most of them are washed. Like all they wanted to do was smoke weed, chill outside, chat, and talk about things they did back in 95, 96. And they're still talking about war stories now. I'm like, brother, I'm like, no one cares. You know what I mean? You could have fought Napoleon.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah, Leonardus.
Yeah, the Flash could have grabbed you and took you back in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You saw Julius Caesar and came back. No one cares, bro. Like, we're trying to live with the now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not trying to push that narrative like all people must do this. Like, all black boys don't have to go down that route.
Yeah, real things.
You know what I mean? It's not like like I said, back to 2023, we've got the internet and all this AI technology and all this. There's the internet showing you there's so much avenues, there's so much different routes. I know young boys who they do like drop shipping and all these things, and I still ain't been able to figure it out. But these are like young 20-somethings and they're mashing.
Savvy.
Because they, from early, have taken smart risks and said, you know what? I can afford to lose it all, and if I lose it all, I'll build back up. If I win now, and they're winning. So I'm like, our age could learn a lot from the younger generation on how they're attacking things. You know what I mean? We're never too old to learn.
Yeah, and I think again, where we come from a generation where we were out there.
Yeah.
To get it, you had to be on the front line.
You had to be on the front line.
You have to be out there, woolly jacket on, and you're just trying to find your way through the fog.
Yeah.
But these lot are, technology makes you strategic because you can fight the battle from afar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? These lot are just online figuring it out. We had to come out the front door.
And that's how you got, like, especially with YouTube, you got all the younger guys like KSI, them lot are just like this touch 30, and some of them who like in their late 20s, they had a vision and jumped on it from early, and now it's profiting them where they've got drinks like Prime and they're gone.
So when
that's
you
what
have
I said,
children,
you can learn from the youngers.
So when you have children, what would you do differently as a parent? Because I know, coming from an Igbo background, that Igbo energy is real. Do you know what I mean?
Doctor, lawyer, engineer,
engineer,
teacher.
Bruv, I remember when I told him that I want to do business in uni.
Yeah.
Bruv, the silence was loud, bro.
Yeah.
They tilted their head and looked at man and said, science, technology, engineering, or maths. That's the vision.
Right, there's sports science, and they said, you're doing science, but
it's sports.
By sports. Don't you want to do something else? Don't you want to be a doctor?
A doctor, a lawyer, engineer.
Mate, you know what it is, yeah? I knew so much people in my family who's been in that field, and I remember as a child like asking, how many hours do you work? 12 to 14. Okay.
Yeah.
That already just told me what I needed to know. That told me, because people forget to calculate the time it takes you to get to work.
Yeah.
The time it takes you to prepare.
100%.
So when you say 12 to 14 hours, that's realistically 16 to 18 hours a day.
And you're not even fly. If you're telling me this is the vision and I'm in the office cooking it for 15 hours a day, you need to be a fly person.
Yeah.
Just to alleviate the pain.
Yeah.
Because I can't do 15 hours a day. And it's long.
Yeah. I used to think, why are you lot actually doing these jobs? Like all the jobs they always pushing, it's very people based. Like you lot proper live people, don't you? Like you lot proper live people. Well, like I said, Michael Jordan, fuck them kids.
Yeah. But I think part of the push, comes from the social. Africans like to brag.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah, like
my son's a doctor.
I dropped out of uni, then I went back 2014, 2017. When I finished uni, I didn't say nothing for a whole year.
I didn't even know you went back to uni during them times.
So I didn't say nothing. I was just in uni quietly. Like even when I was in uni, I remember like bumping into people who used to go to the uni when I went. They started working in uni. And I just used to keep to myself, used to keep quiet, never used to mix. And the basketball coach was my old teammate. And he used to ask people in my class on my course, like, get him to come play. Why don't you play that? He used to be good at ball back in there. I was just like, nah, I'm trying to focus on uni. So I didn't even tell my mum until a year after. I said, I finished uni. I didn't even go to graduation. She was like, huh? I said, you're going to phone everyone and brag. I said, I don't want everyone phoning my phone. I don't need that energy right now. I'm just trying to do me. And she was like, so my son is a graduate. I said, Mom,
they love it.
Just like, I finished uni. I said, I partly did it because of you. And I can't lie, I partly did it to get over heartbreak.
What are you saying, therapy?
Bro, I was overthinking. You see, the thing is, like, having an idle mind is not good. So I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going back to uni. I'm keeping myself focused. I'm filling up my time. And I'm just going to take my mind off everything that was just giving me pain at that time. So I went back to uni and 3 years later I finished. And I remember like halfway through uni, I nearly dropped out again because my lecturer had a lecture where she invited a business lecturer and we had a talk. And after having this talk, she was just like, your mind is thinking. You figured out something. And I said, And she goes, don't do it.
Like
not yet.
Graduate first.
Graduate first.
She's
like, don't do it. And I was just like, I said, you know what? Let me firm it because I can't drop out again. But I went back to uni and it's jokes. Like uni, what I took from that was if I could spend all day in a uni, I could spend all day on doing something I want to do for me.
100%.
Like it teaches you discipline. But apart from that, I don't think my
there's nothing else really. It's just all it is discipline and being a self-starter. That's it. So what would you do differently as a father when that time comes? What does Chizo the father look like?
Hopefully I'd have built enough businesses that I'll say to them, listen, do whatever the hell you want to do and know that you've got this as your fallback regardless if you're ready to take over. But at the same time, I don't want you to think, just because I got my fallback, I want you to do whatever you want to do, but be the best version of that now you're competing with me and say, dad, you know your little business over there, You're like, what? Little what? You know your little business over there, I'll be like, okay, big boy. Take me on holiday now. You know what I mean?
That's it. Spend the bread.
Yeah, I'll be like, big girl, you got all the money now.
Yeah.
Take me on holiday, man. Let the old man relax. You're the rich. You're my little. You've gone from my little poor friend to my little rich friend.
That's it.
So that's the aim, to have them so focused on whatever they want. If they like, you see, like Nigerian parents before. So you want to be a football player? If they want to be an athlete, I'm gonna push them.
Yeah.
If you want to be a ballet dancer, I'm gonna push you. If you want to be an actor, I'm gonna push you. At least be the best you can in your field.
Yeah.
And you do well.
Yeah.
Not like back then where we were limited to what we could do. Like I said, I played sports, but between 11 to 16, I wasn't allowed to. So imagine you're seeing your brethren go championship, premiership.
Yeah. It's real.
Then your aunt is like, your friend is my friend's a multi-millionaire still.
Yeah.
if you let me go training with him back when I was 11,
it could have been.
It could have been, like, you know what I mean? I could have gone the same route as them.
100%.
I could have been kicking ball. Like, that's why I don't watch football, because of that.
Yeah, because your social circle, a lot of them are.
Yeah, they're athletes.
Professional footballers.
Yeah, footballers. Athletes, this and that. But that's why I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't hone into it. Everyone's just like, why don't you really? Only thing I watch is boxing, more frequently than anything. They're like, wow, why don't you hone into it? Because I'm like, I remember like when I was like between 11 and 16, like my aunt would want to go food shopping. Football's on. You come back, she wants to watch Sunset Beach. Football's on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to watch this dusty program that you've seen it the whole week,
and they just keep rerunning.
But you want to watch on Sunday, Channel 5, on Saturday, Channel 5 used to replay everything.
The whole thing.
So she watched the whole thing again. But I'm like, you watch it during the week. Like, at least give us the weekend to catch up on football. So, because I couldn't watch football, I'm not one of those people who, if I can't partake, I don't want to know nothing about it. So literally, I switched off.
Yeah.
I stopped watching football. 1 year went, 2 years went, 3 years. Then I remember when I was 16, she's like, you can watch. So I was like, I don't watch TV no more.
Is that your sister?
I think I only started watching TV when I moved. Yeah, so I started watching TV 5 years ago. So for like 16 years, I kind of switched off on, maybe more than, I kind of switched off. I'll catch up on Dragon Ball Z online and all these little things online. But yeah, I just never used to sit down to actually...
Vegeta and Goku and
everybody. I never used to actually sit down properly to watch TV. I'll just go cinema when a new film comes out. But apart from that, I just kept acting.
Yeah.
I'll say another thing as well. Back then, how you said seen and visible. When I lived at home, I was seen and visible. When I moved to my own place, I just became visible. Because now I'm in my own element where no one's telling me, you can't watch the TV because I want to watch this in the front room.
You're the king of the castle.
Yeah, there's no battles. There's no, why are you always out of my house late? If I want to leave my house at 2 a.m., I leave at 2 a.m. If I want to come back in at 5 a.m., there's no chain on the door.
Yeah. What I mean? Like you're put the key in trying to open the door and it's only going
it's so far.
And it's jamming.
Then you have to ring the doorbell and ask someone why. So yeah, that change there. It's helped me. It's helped me where having that extra responsibility has me more. Because when you're at home, I could say, there's a few of us chipping in to the rent. It's not that much. If I don't want to work for the next month,
you can. It fights your productivity.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, bro. So obviously you went from an intense home life to now being the king of your own castle, having your own space. What would it take for you to settle down and share that space with a potential wife? What does a wife look like to Chizzo?
You know what? Let me check my phone.
That's
a response to someone.
Go true
today where someone said,
I need to take a little sip now.
They said, what's your type? And my brother tweeted back, I said, right, a unicorn, yeah?
Yo.
I said, right. What did I say? I said, smaller waist than me, nice face, ideally over 5'4", plus nyash. Then they laughed. Then I said, caring, thinks more logical than emotions, understand the grind and it's chilled out. Because I bump into people who fit everything I want. But the one thing they can't take is oh yeah, why have you got to go do this now? I'm like, mate, don't work a 9 to 5. If something comes up randomly, I have to take that opportunity, because if I lose that opportunity, there's going to be a time where something might not come for 2-3 weeks. Now you've got all my time. You get what I'm saying? So you need to understand that when things ain't popping for me, you've got me. You've got that extra time with me. When things are popping for me, let me do me. Let me make things happen, because this ain't for me. This is for us. This is on a tip where it goes back to where I said, if I have kids and I'm with someone and she wants to go on holiday and do all of this, and I'm like, I don't want to go this time, but you know what? I paid for you. Oh yeah, I don't want to go this time. You go with your mum, go with your girls. I paid for you lot. Like, get out of my way. Let me focus on work so that I could make more. So I just need someone who's caring, patient, and there's more logic than emotion. Yeah.
Do you think you need a boss chick?
I need someone who's as busy.
I think you need a boss chick.
Yeah, I need someone who's as busy, so that way, like,
this is Dr. H done.
It's someone who's as busy, so that way she's never gonna be upset when I'm busy. You know what I mean? I was dating someone up until earlier on this year, and originally, this one I ain't mentioned. So last year when I went to LA, and I was at Simeon and Mike Rashid and that, the plan was to come back, work, grind. I was on this tip like, forget England, there's nothing here for me. The plan was to stack up, try and sort out a business visa, work out there, but be like next to Simeon, Mike and Ashton Hall all the time. And then when I was like, listen, if you're out here in LA for at least 2 years and you're next to us, we can amplify you when you're next to us. If you're my content, his content, I'm introduced to all our network out here. Before you know it, your page will grow from where it is now, stagnant, to 1 million followers. Business opportunities are going to come, sponsors are going to come. Then if you want to move, because I'm not really a fan of LA. I think LA is a bit too fake. People only mess with you LA because you're connected.
100%.
So I was going to move to like Houston or Atlanta.
H-Town,
You know what I mean? So that was the aim. Then I came back home 3 weeks later. I bumped into this girl that I'd seen years ago, and I was just like, rah, she come to my event. I was like, rah. Then we just started talking, and we just clicked from the jump. Like the rest of that evening, I just spent the whole evening with her, just dancing around, talking, blah blah blah. Then before you know, we're spending time all the time. So it gets to the end of the year after Ghana, I've come back and I said to her, babe, listen, like, I've wanted to do this venue thing for a long time, but originally, because I was gonna move out of here, that had gone to the back of my mind. It just didn't exist. But I'm like, it's gonna take up a lot of my time, and I need to do it, because if I'm gonna stay here and be seeing you, I need to make sure that I'm making the kind of bread that I want to make long term. That I know if I stayed with my bread in 2 years, like, and was staying in America next to them, like, it's goal hanging. That's the truth. So if I was goal hanging for 2 years and just tapping and like,
Van Nistelrooy,
I would have scored so much goals in one season. That I would have been up, because literally they've done the work now. All I need to be is just there. But I said, listen, it's gonna be hard. Like, I'm not gonna be able to move how I normally move with you, where I'm random, where she could phone me and say, oh babe, I'm having a bad day. I'll be like, right, where are you? She's like, oh, I'm home. I'll be like, all right, get change. I'm coming to see you. If we're going to do something casual, just dress casual. If we're going out to eat, dress up or something, then I'll come give her 5 hours. Like, that's how random I am. Like, even though I have this hard exterior at times, I'm a lover boy.
Blood is it's the R&B.
Yeah, that's me. I'm full. You know what I'm on.
Blood is the R&B.
You know what I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm a full R&B man, like
R&B.
full slow jam. Yeah, that's me. I live in that fantasy world deep down.
Listen, the day that you posted Bryant McKnight anytime on a Sunday. Bruv, on a Sunday, all I heard is, and the thing is, you cued the tune to the piano bit.
Yeah.
I said, this guy's an assassin. This guy is a shooter. You're just there, one shot, one killing it. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, all of that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was just like, cause she's got kids as well. So she got 2 kids. So my mind was like, I don't want to come into your life fully and not be able to step up from the jump because I want kids. So I'm like, I don't want to say to you, yeah, let's have an extra one, an extra two, and you've spent most of your life and you've already like one is like 15, 16, the other one's like 6. Like in the next 10 years, you're not gonna have that responsibility no more.
It's real.
You get what I'm saying? Then now I'm coming into your life and say, right, let's start again.
Again, reloading.
So you're gonna go through like 30 years of looking after kids. So in my head, I was just like, yeah, let me get this done. But I knew from the jump, because I had a convo with Gabriel, I said, I have a bad feeling that my want for more is gonna affect what's happening now. Because I'm gonna be like too busy, whether between the venue or working at the same time, banging out Uber. Because even during that period, it just mad, I came back and PT slowed down as well, so it made me work more with Uber. You know what I mean? Like eventually, like a couple of months ago, I stopped PTing because I was just like, I can't take people stopping and starting. And the funny thing is, when I stopped was when the most amount of people went to start training me, but I'd already made up my mind. So when your heart's not in something, you just have to kind of leave it. So the aim was to build that. So I didn't want to be one of these guys who I'm someone's stepdad and I'm saying, I'm taking you on holiday and I'm taking our little one, but tell them lots dads to pay for the kids. I want it to be like,
you take it all.
Yeah.
All or nothing.
Yeah, literally. If my man wants to chip in as an extra, you get me? But that's where my mind state was. So I think because I was so busy and so tired, she started to see it like, like I'm not trying to take a next step and take it serious, but I was just stressed where I was just like, I'm spending money, losing money at a rapid pace and working like a madness to keep up with
the vision.
Yeah, to keep up with the vision. And you're telling me, you ain't got no time, we're not doing this. Like the last time we did dates was in this time, and like now all we do is maybe go cinema once in a while. We're not doing proper dates no more. And in my head I'm thinking, like, you don't understand, like the other day I was driving and nearly crashed my whip because I was falling asleep. You know, like I've had to park my car in some random side road, just wind back my seat, sleep for like 2-3 hours. Then when I was able to move, start driving home, and I'm like, I don't think you understand, like most of this year I've spent days like that in my car and then the sun just beams on me.
Like the sun rays trying to open up your eyes.
Then I just have to keep it moving. So I'm like, I'm suffering and you don't realize I'm suffering, but because I'm not one of them man who, if I'm going through hard times, I was saying there's a thin line between telling your other half what you're going through and then it start to sound like complaining. So I don't want to complain because in my head I'm like, I programmed myself where when my mom died, I said, this is going to be the hardest thing that's ever going to happen in my life. So there's going to be more challenges that are hard. And if they come, just deal with it. Because as long as you're alive and able to breathe and able to work and able to grind through it, you're never going to feel the pain of losing the closest people to you, which was my mom and my little brother. So you're never going to feel that same pain. So like, even though it's a different kind of pain, it's never going to be as hard.
100%.
So as long as you think like that, you're going to keep pushing along. So that's a thing that has me on point. So when we started falling about little things, then one day she's gone out with her sister for her sister's birthday and her other siblings and friends. So it's like, you've messaged me a couple of days before saying, what are you doing this weekend? I said, you know what? I actually ain't got nothing. Friday she said she was going to be with her girls. I said, alright, cool. The Saturday she said she's going to be her sisters. Then Saturday morning, because I was bored, I went to the cinema to watch a Marvel film, I think. And she knows like my habit before getting with her was I used to go cinema by myself. That's my thing. Or I go with my brother Speedy. And people like, "Rah, why do you go cinema by yourself?" I'm like, I don't need no one to function.
Yeah, 100%.
When I came out my mum's womb,
solo,
you lot didn't come out.
Yeah.
When I'm jumping in the grave, are you lot all gonna jump in? Because I'll open it up and say, "Right, everyone."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah.
Like when your parents used to say as a kid, like if your friends go and jump over a cliff, are you going to jump?
Are you jumping?
You get what I'm saying? So she's messaging me something crazy, like I don't know. She must be tipsy or something because she messaged me and said, "Oh, so I'm guessing that's it with both of us." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You asked me what have I done today." I said, "I'm going cinema." Well, you thought I went cinema with a girl or something? Said, like I ain't got no time for no one. Like you come to my house, like I've got like an extra large hair bonnet for you, and it's always on your side of the bed so that you could put in your braids. Like in my bathroom, there's little things that I put there for you. You know what I mean? So all of this, like if there was other girls, I'm sure you'd have seen an extra earring somewhere. You know, like how women just leave things, you'd have seen an earring back somewhere.
Strategic.
You'd have seen like a different hair strand that's a different color, because I know women expect a gadget. They'll be like,
bruv,
she put under the light
and they stretch it out.
Yeah, they stretch it out.
Bruv,
Like, my hair don't curl like this.
Yeah.
So she would have seen all these little things. So I said, if I was moving mad, you'd have known. And I said, because we're not official at the time, I'd have told you that, I'm linking other girls. But I've said to you, when I've stayed taking things serious with you, I said, I'm not talking to no one. I ain't got no time for no one. I ain't got no energy for no one. Even fast forward now. So this is like, when she dropped me, I was like, probably like 3 months ago, she tried to circle back. I said, nah. I said, my life is hectic enough. And at that point, that made me feel down. So fast forward now, since the last time she's been to my house, ain't no girls been to my house. I'm just in work mode all the time. Like I ain't got no time for no distraction, because I think she might think that when things go good at the end of the year and things amplify, that maybe I'm gonna drop her out and move on to someone else. But I'm like, mate, like you don't realize partly the reason why I'm here is partly because of you. Because I could have literally dipped and done the goal hanging, and I would have been very good at the goal hanging.
Yeah.
Trust me, like Sim,
you got the
Sim and them lot were willing to help me.
You got Flex that's out there. He's out there.
My brethren Dennis
is out there.
Yeah, Jackie Anders. Yeah,
they're out there.
They're all out there. So I could have done the super goal hanging. Like literally by 2 years' time, I would have probably had 1 million followers on this platform, 1 million on that. Then I could have told these men, stop moving here. Let's amplify some more. You lot come go hang. It's your time. You know what I mean? Everyone just all go hang together.
100%.
So it is what it is. Like life, innit? You learn, you keep it moving. But that's why I said I need someone who's more on the logic than emotion. Like she was patient, but I guess she didn't see that part where she thought maybe I'm gonna run off. And I'm saying to her, how's that going to happen where every event I've done since us meeting, she was always next to me?
Cheers. Let me say something.
Yeah.
Obviously, I shared that I'm married now. This and that. Obviously, you knew me as H Don, cause now everybody's patient when there's no pressure.
Yeah.
When there's pressure, it's either the pipe is bursting, or diamonds are being formed. So pressure is the sign. Pressure is the greatest test of character.
Yeah.
And I think your level of greatness and your level of vision, you need, in my opinion, and obviously this is not, a coaching lesson, but it's just from what I've seen. You need greatness has to clash with greatness needs greatness.
Yeah.
You need a great woman, and I think you need somebody that's a boss, because again, when you're evenly yoked, you're fighting from a different angle.
Yeah.
It's an interdependent relationship.
Yeah.
My missus is a boss.
Yeah.
This is M. Bison and Chun Li, cuz Street Fighter. Do you know what I mean? It's she does more than what I do.
Yeah.
And again, there's times where I do more, there's times where she does more, but ultimately iron sharpeneth iron.
Yeah.
So imagine if you had a boss chick that embraces your wisdom, embraces your your uniqueness, your strategy. Imagine you can come home and talk to a woman and she wants to hear the latest idea.
Yeah.
It's, bruv, you can 10x here, cuz. If that was,
Yeah.
So based on what I've said and based on your analysis of your previous relationship, situationship, depending on how you want to call it, what means more, love or understanding?
Understanding.
Why?
I'd rather someone be able to understand me at all different points than have love for me. I always say all the time, I'd rather loyalty than love. You know what I mean? Because every moment it's not going to be the same, And if you're able to understand that we're going to have rough patches, we're going to have great times, then it's all good, So I'd rather understanding.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
You've made a lot of reference to, to your late mum. Obviously, God bless her soul. I've lost a sibling.
Yeah.
And I know the feeling of losing someone.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
How did that impact you on a personal level?
Two things. A good thing, it's made me more tunnel vision. A bad thing, very, very bad thing, I can admit this, is where, if someone said something like, do you miss me? Nah. Yeah. Like, if I miss someone, I'll tell them. But I think it's turned me semi-cold where if let's say we fell out and you stop talking to me, it has no effect on me. Because I know the two people I miss the most, I can't get them back. You know what I'm saying? Which is my mom and my brother. Like when my brother died, that hit me hard. That's time ago. That was in 2004, 19 years now. And that hit me hard, but it didn't have the same impact as my mom. Like when my mom died, my head was spinning. Like proper gone. So knowing both of them ain't ever coming back. When people say, oh yeah, blah, 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 you're too this or you're too that. Like when I'm just focused in the zone and they drop me out, it's like, I actually don't care.
Yeah,
it's like, blessed. Yeah, do you? And it's bad because as people, you need people. You know what I mean? But I see that sometimes I could be an island without meaning to be. Like I could actually, and how I knew that I function well, even if people are not around, was COVID. Like those days where I'm in my house for a week and I'm not even on the phone once because I hate phone calls. I'm more texting, man. Yeah. And I think to myself, if I went rapping along to a tune that was on TV, I probably could keep my mouth shut for a whole week and never say a word. And just my thoughts would just be going through my head and I'm just responding to people. And I said, that's bad. That's actually proper bad that you're able to function like an island with no one around. And not be solitary. Affected by anything. But it comes down to the two people that were closest to me never going to be here. So so it's like I'm trying to, like I'll say especially this year, I've started checking up on people that I know are similar to me, where if I don't check up on them, we never hear from each other. So I've tried to be the
proactive.
Trying to make sure that I check up on them and make sure they're all right and blah blah blah. And even though I might be going through my battles in my head, because I know I'm able to deal with my own battles, I'll always be fine because I already know the long-term thing. My own thing is like, I can see the light there, but it's like I'm halfway in the tunnel where I could just be a coward and run back. Or I could just
keep going. Deep. And what legacy are you trying to create now? So you've got multiple businesses. you know, you've got businesses, you've got hustles, you've got a job. You're operating at different elements all at the same time. What does the next 5 years look like for Chizza?
Oh, 5 years. The main thing, hope to be a family man.
By the grace of God.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
Invite all the Nigers to the wave so that they could
showers, cuz.
Bro, spray the money.
Bro, you see when you see the uncles do that?
Spray the money
differently.
Yeah, you know, that's like one of the main aims. Legacy wise, I want my family to be back where, you know what I mean?
Where it was.
Yeah, where it was, where I could tell my future the story about everything got lost in the late 60s, early 70s. But on both sides of the family, whether it's like my dad's side or my mom's side, they've made their way back. So let's say like now, fast forward, what year are we in? 2023, and 37 years in 2060, I'm like, 100 years ago, things were good. 90 years ago, you lost everything. Fast forward now, 90 years, we're back.
We're back.
You know what I mean? So it's up to you lot to take us another level.
I think that's the blessing tying into being visible.
Yeah.
The content creation that you're doing.
Yeah.
So imagine as you grow, your content grows.
Yeah.
Your context grows. Now, in the next 20, 30, 40 years, your future generations can see you in a time capsuled moment through your YouTube channel. It lives on. Just look at Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
He's, you know, God bless him. He transitioned.
Yeah.
But his content is still there.
Still amplified even.
Amplified.
Yeah.
I'm still getting notifications saying video posted.
Yeah.
New video added.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So imagine if you had the opportunity to see or to know what your uncles, your great grandparents, all the people that brought your family to that point of success.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had insight into their mind.
Yeah.
At that point, how they were thinking, how they were moving, what was their conversations like over wine.
That might even give you more motivation.
Different.
Yeah.
So imagine what you're doing now. The fact that you're not just grinding, but you're time capsuling it. Imagine the impact that will have on your kids. Them.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Different. So yeah, Chiz, it's been a great conversation.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm sensitive to the fact that you're a very busy man, and I don't take, you know, I'm a relationship person, but again, people have their life to live, and I don't take people's time lightly. So much appreciated. I appreciate you. You know, hats off to everything that you're doing.
I appreciate
you're loved. You're an inspiration, and I just want you to keep climbing, keep doing great things.
Oh, the grind can't stop, bro.
Come on, it can't.
It can't.
It can't. Greatness
you already know where we're from. Like,
greatness only.
Like I said, we're Igbo. So it's like coming from a Saiyan tribe.
Come on.
Like
you can take man out of Igbo land, but
the habits it's inbred.
It's inbred, cause my dad, he's a businessman, consultant.
Yeah.
He had a conference in Beijing.
Yeah.
So he's the type of man where when he touches down, he likes fresh food.
Yeah.
Fresh market. He likes to just wander.
Yeah.
He's in Beijing now, just thinking, bro, let me go and see what the marketplace is saying.
Yeah.
He said as soon as he walked through, he heard Igbo coming from behind him. A man said that he's got the head of an Igbo man. So a man turned around and he's just like, one there, bruv. He's just flowing.
Yeah.
So when he came back, he said, H, I didn't see no other culture out there other than Igbo man were out there.
Yeah.
He went to Singapore, Igbo man are out there.
Yeah.
He went to Taiwan, Igbo man are out there. He went to Houston, Texas, Igbo man are out there. So he's like, our culture it's not that we're nomadic.
Bro, when the war happened,
we're geographical.
Man, they were just like, you know what? If this place are not accepting us for us,
we'll find.
We'll find.
We'll make Koch.
The joke thing is here, like I heard, our tribe is like the richest tribe now. Again, I'm like, how?
Blood. We're
like,
descendants of the Jews, cuz.
Huh? I'm like, how though? How? Because you lot have lost everything in what, 50 something, 60 years. But how the hell do you build that kind of money back in that time?
Yeah.
Like, it's insanity because the money you had got made worthless.
Yeah.
So you basically started from zero.
The richest population of black people come from Anambra State, fam.
Yeah, yeah.
In Newi and them places there. They have the most billionaires in the world.
I know. I see it online. I was like, right, like how?
How?
Like how? It don't make no sense.
Yeah. But it's the financial literacies, the trade. Yeah. That thing that you said about going into school, forgetting school, jumping into a trade and growing with
like
that
for
trade.
Instance, my dad lives in New Jersey.
Come on.
But he used to live in New York. And I remember talking to my brother. One of my brothers is 5 years older. So we've got different mums. And I was in New York and my brother was like, "Right, where are you?" I said, "I'm in Queens." He goes, "Ah." At the time, my dad, this is like in 2020, at the time my dad was staying at one of his apartments there. So my brother was like, "Oh, you know, Dad's staying out in Queens." And I said, "Let me do something." Done a Google search, screenshot and sent. My brother goes, "Yeah." There.
He's there.
I said, "Rah." I said, "Do you want to know the funniest thing?" Yeah, my dad don't talk.
Yeah.
But I was a mile away from him.
Out of all the places.
My brother goes, "That is so weird." I could have literally gone and knocked the door, but I said, it's tough still.
It's tough. Yeah. But the wound is still fresh.
But the thing is, my dad is a grinder as well. Like, even though we don't talk, I'm proud of him because I know my man grafted. He's got houses out there. Like, you know what kind of brother he is. He's on job when it comes to the grind. So, yeah, my bro was like, "Yeah, he's got houses over there, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Yeah, I'm looking. I'm seeing that.
He's local.
Yeah, this guy's doing well for himself. I'm proud of you. You get me?" Yeah. So that's another place where that probably mind state comes from, knowing what you come from on both sides.
It's in you.
Yeah, so you ain't got no choice.
No choice. Yeah. But to be great.
Yeah.
And you are great and you shall continue to be great, brother. And
that's why, like, even my Instagram, when it replies to people, it says greatness.
Greatness.
Yeah. Because that's like,
and it's in capitals.
Yeah. My mom always used to say as a child, "Chisel, you're great. You're great." So that kind of stuck in my head.
Yeah.
So that's why I put it on my thing. So when you get a message, you get a message by greatness.
Yeah, greatness. Yeah. And the day that I saw you inbox me one time and I saw the greatness, and I thought to myself, again, you're intentional. There's always a reason behind what you do.
Yeah.
It's not like you just put greatness in lowercase, you put it in capitals.
No.
I don't know what. How did you? To me, the font looked like it was bigger than normal. It was just screaming. I just saw the greatness, and I was thinking, it's in capitals, everything. Like, you know, this is a testament to your mindset. So, but cheers. Look, I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate for having me.
Long may your success continue.
Oh, bro.
And you know, we'll talk offline as to how we can help support whatever you're doing, and just
I appreciate it, man.
You know, just keep being a beacon of light, brother.
I will, man.
Igwe, Yamaka. That's what. Thank you.
Love, bro.
Love.
Thank you.
Yeah.